come aboard the largest cruise ship in the world, Allure of the Seas, as we set sail and get ready for the Royal 5K. This ship is overflowing with luxuries and entertainment, but we won't just be sailing across the Caribbean, we're going to be running across it, doing beach runs in Haiti and attempting a 1-mile world record attempt at sea as we train and prepare to hit the shores of Jamaica and run in the Royal 5K. As the Allure of the Seas left Fort Lauderdale, the passengers began sampling the spectacular onboard facilities, activities and entertainment aboard the world's largest cruise ship. But for some, the allure of this special trip was the second running of the Royal 5K, the first on the shores of Jamaica. Passengers and crew of all ages and abilities signed up as we made our way towards Falmouth. And there to inspire them to greatness was the long-distance legend, Bart Yasso.
What propelled you to get into running such challenging endurance races, and what do you love about it?
Yeah, you know, after you've done like the New York City Marathon in London and Chicago and all these races, then you kind of look for that next like ultimate challenge. So once I did these long distance races, then I was really looking for what's out there next. So it was going to places like Antarctica or running the Mount Everest Marathon or Kilimanjaro, just going to these beautiful places and doing these great races. Today I set more goals to see if I can go to places and motivate someone who doesn't think they're a runner to be a runner, and get them to just go from walking to run a 5K, and then who knows from there where it will go. My tagline is always never limit where running could take you. I mean that physically, geographically, spiritually, however you use the sport, it's a very powerful sport.
Here's somebody else that caught the running bug. Spa manager Ashley McCarthy makes passengers look and feel their best on the cruise, something she didn't feel herself until recently taking up the sport.
In 2011, I decided to embark on a weight loss journey, and it started off, you know, really slowly, and I was spurred on actually by a photograph I saw of myself, me standing next to Princess Fiona, and I thought, which one is Fiona? When I saw the picture, started to feel extremely unhealthy, low on energy, and I knew that wasn't who I was as a person. At the moment, I'm at 115 pounds weight loss. I've gone from a size 22 to a size 8 I'm wearing right now. I'm still very much on my journey. I'm not going to stop.
So how have you gone about losing the weight? I know there was a big fitness element involved, so what was your strategy?
Massive fitness element. That's how it started off, very, very slowly actually. You know, getting into the gym, I promised myself I would wake up at 5 o'clock every morning, and then sort of halfway through my journey I started running, and I really enjoyed it. And it was very slow, like sort of running for a minute and then walking for 30 seconds, and now I'm up to actually running, and I had a trainer help me as well to become a runner, and that's when I really saw a difference in my body. Yeah, I'm going to run in the 5K in Falmouth, which when I decided to do it originally, it was like this huge massive thing for me. Now it's like I'm just running a 5K. My decision to do it was because I've never done anything like that before, and I just, again, I'm on a journey of just proving stuff to myself. I want to prove things to myself that I can do it.
Time now to rejoin Bart, who'll be here throughout the show with special tips to get you from couch to 5K in no time.
Where do I get started? How do I go literally from the couch to the 5K? And you know, when I find most people that start beginning running, they usually set a goal to say run 1 mile or 2 kilometers, or they set some distance. And I suggest going off of time. So just get a watch and say, okay, I'm gonna try to run 15 minutes. And then the next thing you do is when you go out there to run that 15 minutes is to slow the pace down. Now, if running 15 minutes is too arduous, then what I suggest is try to accomplish 15 minutes with a little bit of a walk break. But if you start slowly and build up slowly, you'll be shocked that eventually you'll be up to running 1 hour without stopping. And then you can start to set some goals and then pick a 5K race to do or a 10-kilometer race to do. And then you may get hooked like I did 30-some years ago and then end up running all over the world.
It's time to make a record attempt, a 1-mile world record at sea on the ship's 600-meter running track. We're on deck 5 as participants are getting ready to run 2.4 laps of the 2-lane track. They'll have to battle the elements though, the waves, the sea breeze, and even if they do break that record, the question remains, if the ship's moving while they run, then how fast are they really going? Plenty headed trackside to compete in this unique running experience, a great warm-up for the main 5K event. Some looked to smash personal bests, while others just wanted to get the blood flowing. It was bright and breezy throughout, especially for our runaway winner, who clocked 5 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm joined by John Ryan, our new world record holder. Congratulations, John. A 1 mile world record at sea. How does it feel to know you hold a world record?
For the time being, feels very good. We'll see what happens later today.
And the race today, 5 minutes and 36 seconds. What a time. Are you pleased with your performance? How did it go?
Yeah, I guess anytime you're 42, it's pretty good to be able to go under 6 minutes, so I feel good about it.
And tell me, what's it like running on a ship? What kind of battling elements did you have to face?
Well, on this one, it's a good track. So often it's bouncy, but you got to dodge a lot of other people in the tracks. I had to dodge a vacuum cleaner and hurl it on the back on the turn right before the second lap was completed. So, you just got to dodge a lot more obstacles than you do typically on the road.
John's exploits obviously inspired fiancée Stephanie Newsom, who was the fastest female with a time of 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Apparently, racing speed runs in the family. Well, I'm joined by the incredibly talented Ryan family who've taken all the medals today. Stephanie, what made you decide to come and run as a family today?
Well, Brennan woke up at 8 o'clock and went and did it himself, and then came and woke us all up and made us come out just to prove he could beat us all.
And you yourself decided to run, and you've actually got the fastest time for a female. How do you feel about that?
Very excited. It was fun.
Do you all train together as a family?
We do.
What kind of running do you all do?
Brennan and I do ultra marathons, and the kids do 5Ks with us.
Well, quite the competitive and talented family. Congratulations, guys.
The most common question I get about running shoes is, Bart, what is the perfect running shoe? And there is no perfect running shoe out there. There's a lot of great running shoes, but there's a perfect running shoe for you based on your running style, based if you run on your toes like you do, Joe, or if you're a heel striker and then roll forward, if you pronate, which turns inward, or you supinate, which turns outward. Or you could be just a natural and just go forward, and that's the best if you had just that natural stride. But I'm a pronator, I turn inward, a lot of people supinate, but you gotta know that. Joe, what I suggest is go to your local running store and you take the shoes you're running in. The bottom of your shoe and the midsole of your shoe will have a little bit of history that the person at the running store who is very experienced will be able to tell what's going on right away.
And we're getting ready to run in a 5-kilometer race.
Yeah.
So for a 5K runner, what would be an ideal sort of shoe?
Key again is to be in that right shoe. For the 5K though, I have to say you can get away with a lighter shoe. You're not out there as long as say a marathon. So you can get away with a lighter shoe, what they call these minimalist shoes, yeah, which are really lightweight and pretty good for a 5-kilometer run.
You join me high above the promenade on Allure of the Seas. Join us after the break as our intrepid runners hope to hit the heights as they take on the challenge of the Royal 5K in Falmouth, Jamaica. Here we are in Labadee, Haiti, but before we explore this beautiful island, the runners are doing some training, a run on the white sands and some bootleg work in preparation for the Royal 5K. Some core drills, stretching and a steady-paced run is a good way to prepare for any race day. And well, there could be worse places to do it than Labadee, the last stop before the big event in Jamaica. But as I discovered, there are other ways to get around this tropical paradise. One of the best ways to view Haiti is by zip line. We're 500 feet high up here and at over 2,500 feet. Well, I'm told this is the longest zip line in the world over water, and we might go up to 40 miles an hour, and I'm a bit scared. Wish me luck.
out there called carbo loading for runners, and I don't suggest carbo loading. What I tend to do is eat a lot of small meals throughout the day. You know, I tell runners all the time, you know the proper food to eat the good foods, but think of eating about four to five smaller meals throughout the day than one big meal in the evening or a big breakfast in the morning. Just space it out and snack in the afternoon on something like an energy bar or some fruit if you got a run scheduled later in that day. That way you'll have that energy to be fine when you get out for that afternoon workout.
Speaking of nutrition, there's no shortage of food choices prepared down in the galley for the 5,000 passengers on board the Allure. For the galley crew, tasting food every day can be an occupational hazard, and one which led executive chef Derek McKnight down the path of running.
You taste food every day, and we're in every galley every night tasting food. So I said to myself, I had to go to the gym, and then when I heard about this Royal 5K coming up, I decided to do it, and then I got one or two other guys to do it, and total over 25 people to do it. So we're looking forward to it.
So how long have you been training for this, and what's your training regime? What do you like to do running-wise?
I've been doing a lot of stuff in the gym, and then out there on the roads is a lot harder. So we have a fantastic track, and I found out 7.5 times around the track is 5K. About 3 days ago, I did a full 7, so I was very happy with that. So now I'm ready for the race.
This week, obviously a lot of passengers on board who are going to be racing. Have you changed the nutrition a bit at all to accommodate all the fit and healthy athletes?
We can see our pasta consumption has gone up. There's a lot of carbo building going on this week, so there's a lot of very, very healthy people cruising this week, and I'm sure they're all looking forward to the race, so they're all eating healthy. So,
do you have any goals for the race?
To finish. That's my only goal, to finish.
I'll give you 2 tips. Stay motivated if you train with other people. Train with other people similar to your ability. That's going to help you stay in the game. In the training itself, people who run in the morning tend to stick to a program better than people who run later in the day. I find if you take that time commitment in the morning, you'll set that alarm to get up a little bit earlier, go out there and get in that run, whether it's just 30 minutes or 25 minutes, whatever level you're at. Try to do it in the morning, you'll get it accomplished. Try to run with people, similar ability, because then you work together and help push each other.
Something you don't see very often. I'm here on the bridge with Captain Johnny and his motorcycle and his parrot. Firstly, who's this pretty fellow and why is he on board your ship?
Well, I'm kind of different though, so I thought a parrot would fit perfectly into the biggest cruise ship in the world, so here he is.
So where did he come from and how long have you had him and what's his name?
His name is AJ, and he's been on board for about 1 year now.
So also here with your motorcycle, I hear you have not one but 2 motorcycles. Tell me, why are they on board?
Again, on the biggest cruise ship in the world, you have to have a couple of motorcycles. One that I can drive around the ship with inside when we are out cruising, like no, and then one that can take off in the port.
And you don't scare the passengers?
No. They surround me. I want to take pictures.
Okay, so a modern day captain has to have a motorcycle and a parrot. Now tell me, how does it feel to know that you're in charge of the largest cruise ship in the world? What's it like?
It's obviously a big job, and this is just a gig. My main job is to make sure we have a safe operation, and I have 2,200 very qualified crew members and employees making sure that we have a safe, enjoyable time here on board.
You've chosen to actually take your motorcycle on shore in Jamaica, and you're going to lead the Royal 5K. Firstly, why aren't you running in the race?
No, I can't. I have a leg that is not working for running, so that's why my bikes come in handy. And I'm doing that because I think it's going to be fun, and I really want to participate in it. And as long as I can't run, I thought that would be a great idea that I can help out with you guys. Tomorrow is going to be one big day for all of us, and I know all my crew members are so excited about it. They geared up towards it. They have been rehearsing in a way, you know. They have been training and been on the track. So this is going to be good fun.
Thank you, Johnny, and thank you, AJ.
Yeah, he likes my glasses. Hey! Give Papa a kiss instead. Yeah.
That's pretty simple. Most of the injuries are what I would call overuse injuries. And if you listen to your body and take a day off every once in a while, you won't get those overuse injuries. Most of your running is run at an easy pace, or what would be known as a recovery day. There's only a couple quality runs each week. So if you're doing those recovery runs at the proper pace, chances are you won't get injured. Listen to your body. And another word I always tell people is compensation. If you have something tight like your hamstring, don't compensate your stride because then you throw everything else off.
Plenty still to come as we build up to the Royal 5K in Jamaica. We have the best view on the ship here on the bridge. Join us after the break for the best view of the big race here on ESPN. Race day is here. We've arrived in Falmouth, Jamaica, and the Royal 5K is about to begin. Over 100 participants are getting ready behind me to take part in the 5-kilometer race. It's an out and back course along Falmouth's oceanfront. It's going to be hot, it's going to be fast, and well, I thought I'd join in as well. Moments before the race, our brave participants get in some last-minute stretches and finalise their tactics. Some even have their sights set on medals, but everybody racing has their own personal goal. Have you run in many races before?
Yes.
So what are your goals today?
Go and get a medal.
I have autism myself, so it's like sort of like a challenge, and just letting everybody know that has autism that you can do anything that you want if you set your mind to it and just do it.
It's Jamaica, it's sea level, why not? It's an experience.
As promised, Captain Johnny has ridden into town ready to start the race. And the route is lined with passengers, relatives and locals ready to cheer the racers through the pain barrier.
Go, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations!
And we're off. It's a fast start for some, but in these warm conditions, pace is going to be the key. As the leading pack head down Falmouth Street towards the first turn on this 5-kilometre or 3.2-mile race. It's an out and back course, so we'll be returning to Falmouth Street in the opposite direction towards the finish line. A great turnout for the race. As for me and Bart, we'll be enjoying a nice easy pace as we get to chat to some of the participants along the way of this Royal 5K. Lots of runners out here today. It's a really packed course.
Yeah.
And we can see the boat here as we come down to the ocean front.
Yeah, I mean, look at this view. Running at the allure of the sea, the largest cruise ship in the world.
Oh, this is going to be a beautiful stretch of run here along the ocean front with the open waters. Good job, guys.
And who we got here?
I'm Ed.
Ed? And hey!
So good to be running with you.
Yeah.
It's like a dream come true.
And Joe on here. And your name is?
Susie.
Susie. And we got Ed and Susie here.
Oh my God.
We didn't quite hit the mile, but I can tell you guys are pacing yourself, being smart.
Amazing.
Susie sporting the running skirt.
I am.
The
It's all I wear.
There you go.
Very comfortable. Cute.
She's fast and looks good while she's out here. Okay, a water station up ahead. Take advantage of the fluids, guys.
First mile of the race gone. So normally I'd probably like to have that mile be my second fastest of the race.
Yeah.
Culinary team crew members
Culinary team right here. The most important people on the cruise.
here. Keeping us healthy, giving us the right nutrition to race. Well, good job, guys.
First runner coming through.
Getting overtaken by the leaders now. Good job.
He looks smooth. And as you can see, had a pretty big lead. Our first lady right here. First lady, yeah!
And that was Ash, our resident salon manager, who's lost 115 pounds
That's
a week.
unbelievable. You want a strong core, so you keep good posture as you're running. Like you have a very good straight up posture because you have a strong core. If you're leaning forward, that's not what you want to do. You cut off the airflow to your diaphragm because you're leaning like this. You don't want to lean back because then you think you're going the other way.
the stronger your core muscles are,
The better your
longer
posture.
you'll be able to hold that great running style. When you see people looking very, very tired and losing their form, it's because their core isn't so strong. So it's just in training, doing maybe every other day some core stability work, some abs work on the obliques. Every other day to do even just 15 to 20 minutes is absolutely plenty.
We're coming, baby. Looking good.
It looks like we're coming to the turning point now, South Safari, the halfway point.
You can see Jo is a toe striker, up on her toes. She was one of the best track runners in the world, so it's very advantageous for her to be up on her toes.
It's really for shorter distances.
Right.
Sprinters run on their toes. I ran the 1 mile and the 2 mile, so I ran on my toes. If you're running a marathon, it's probably inefficient.
Breathing should be relaxing through your mouth. You can take more air through your mouth than you can your nose, but the key is to be relaxed.
You shouldn't really have to think too much about these things. Just, you know, relax and do what feels good, and if something's out of place, that's when you have to think about it and work on it. We can see the ship again.
Yeah, knowing where we have to go.
It's about 1 mile to go we've got left.
This is where the race becomes as much mental as physical. Push through the pain.
Absolutely. This is where you're starting to hurt. You feel like slowing down, but you know you haven't got long to go, so you have to pick it up and use up every last ounce of energy.
Yeah.
It's important when you're trying to close a gap to do it slowly and gradually. If you start sprinting and then slowing down and speeding up and slowing down in a race, you use up a lot of unnecessary energy.
So Jo, if we were racing, this would be our cue. Start that kick.
Absolutely. This would be the sprint.
You can see the finish line. Look at the crowd.
This is where you pick up the pace and sprint into the finish.
Get up on your toes.
Everyone's sprinting today.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our celebrity finishers. How about a hand for Bart and Jo coming in here?
Thank you.
They ran live.
Nice job.
Thank you. That course is gorgeous.
Here comes our race leader, Alexander Kesselring, sprinting down the home straight. The 17-year-old took an early lead and didn't look back, averaging a blistering mile pace of 5 minutes and 53 seconds on the way to an overall time of 18 minutes and 15 seconds. Impressive stuff from the teenage passenger who took home the gold medal in this year's Royal 5K.
I thought it was pretty fast, but I thought I could have gone a little bit faster maybe. Maybe if I had somebody to push me right there next to me, it would have been a little easier, but it was still a good time for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands up in the air.
Here's our fastest female passenger, 44-year-old South African Deborah Talmadge, clocking an impressive time of 23 minutes and 46 seconds.
How was the race for you? Congratulations.
Awesome. Very hot, beautiful setting, well organized. It was fantastic. It really was. It was amazing to run in Jamaica, and it was just awesome. Fantastic support. The streets were lined with locals, with crew members, with guests of the ship, so it was fantastic.
Carlos Hernandez Sanchez was the quickest crew member with a time of 20 minutes and 6 seconds.
It was amazing. The setting was beautiful, just like departing from this awesome port, surrounded by these beautiful ships. And I don't know, the locals are really friendly. What can I say? Unforgettable.
Female crew member Sarah Brown was also the overall fastest female with a time of 22 minutes and 16 seconds.
It was great. It was fun. This is only my second race ever, so it was a good time. It was fun.
Inspirational Spa manager Ashley McCarthy broke 28 minutes and was the 6th fastest female.
27:35 was amazing. It was my first Natas, and it was really hot actually out there today, so but it was good.
And executive chef Derek McKnight kept his promise by completing his first 5K race.
It was fantastic. In total, I have 20 of my galley crew. We just all trained hard, and with a personal trainer, Dalma from the spa. So it was fantastic.
Well, it's time to say goodbye from Falmouth, Jamaica after an unbelievable Royal 5K. We've seen locals lining the streets, we've had winners, medals, ocean views. What more could we want? Till next time.